Hello and welcome back. I hope you have enjoyed your Thanksgiving. Welcome back today to Two Tall Guys Talking Sales. We're your hosts. I'm Kevin,
And I'm Sean.
and we're glad you're here. Today, we're going to break down a new issue, one we haven't talked a lot about on this podcast, but we have in other podcasts or other broadcasts. We're going to talk about sales dashboarding. But for the purpose of this discussion, we're going to keep this to about 15 minutes, hit some highlights, and dig in. So hopefully you can take some of this information away and apply it to your life and your revenue scaling. Sean, let's get started.
Yeah, I love this topic. In fact, as you said, we've talked about this in our CEO workshop series, which is a monthly series that you and I do. We have a guest on that because it goes for an hour. We kind of dig into a topic even more. We have slides. It's not just the two of us talking. And we talked about one of the 10 analytics that you should have for a dashboard to dictate success. And I think this is a really, really important topic, and I think it bears talking about here in this session as well. So this will be fun. I think that there's 10 things, but at high level, your dashboard needs to communicate to your executive leadership what's going on. But you also need a dashboard, and we didn't really talk about this too much in our workshop. You also need a dashboard for sales managers and sales people so that they know that they are on track for sales success as well.
Completely agree. Completely agree. And the dashboarding, now before your eyes glaze over, right? Dashboarding actually helps you work on your business, not just in your business. And the one thing I say this a lot when I'm talking about CRMs as well. Dashboards are not meant to be hammers looking for nails. Dashboards are guides and scoreboards so people know when to celebrate, right?
Right.
So when I think about dashboards, the ones that I find most effective are ones that cascade from the board level down to the practitioner. They're the ones who incorporate not only the company's strategic goals, but also relate directly to the person doing the work. What is their role in the process and how are they impacting the process?
I agree. And I'm going to lean into that a little bit because I thought you brought a really good point. It's about how to celebrate success, because if you can't actually describe what success is in your organization, then you're going to have a hard time building a dashboard. And it can't just be revenue. So that's the easy one. Let's just kind of knock that one out right at the beginning. Yeah, we closed the deal. Let's celebrate. And it's on the dashboard. That's all great. But what are the things that actually drive revenue to happen? And those are the things that you kind of want to have in this dashboard. That's why we say major determinants of sales success, because it's got to be more about what are those things that we do every day or every week that actually create that order, that make that order come in, make the right kind of order come in, make the most profitable orders come in, and maybe don't let those unprofitable orders come in. In fact, let your unprofitable orders, let them go to your competitor. Let them be unprofitable, right? So we talked about that a lot. So let's make sure that's the right kind of orders for your company.
Yes. So, Sean, why don't we give people, so dashboarding can be somewhat of a big concept. You can start talking about analytics and predictive and prescriptive, and you can get into all the insights. So let's kind of give them how would we do it if we woke up in your shoes kind of approach. So I can start with this. My approach to dashboarding is really important to do data capture. So if you're not capturing data, there's no way you can dashboard it. So when I'm working with sales organizations, I talk about the leading indicators, and I agree completely with you that, yeah, you've got a revenue number, you got the end of the game score, the box scores kind of stuff. That's after the fact, that's a lagging indicator. But the things I'm most concerned with are not the number of dials you did, not the number of emails you sent, but I really focus heavily on the first conversations. How many of those did you have? If you have a product and software that you may need to demo something, or site visits or a walkthrough, some sort of initial first meeting where you start to understand the problem the client is trying to solve or the prospect's trying to solve. So measuring those.
I agree. In fact, I think you could do a dashboard on all of the big factors in the whole sales process. You just talked about how many demos did we do, how many proof of concepts, if that's valuable in your world. How many of those did you do? And that's an important thing to track because it's probably a manpower issue, especially in some of those cases. But let's kind of, and we don't want to, this isn't about marketing, it's about sales, two tall guys talking sales. But how many leads actually are coming into the funnel as well, right? So how many new opportunities, how many, just cold leads did we do? How many networking events did our salespeople go to, or did our non-salespeople go to? Because this doesn't have to be just about sales, because everybody in our clients, because our clients are small, everybody in our clients sells, right? We all interface to the outside world.
So let's talk about that. I love that you brought the networking piece. So one of the things I track on the reps that work for me, I track on their dashboards, is how many events did you attend? For a long time, I tracked how many hours you were spending doing the networking, but I realized that for the type of outcomes I was looking for from them, I recognized that the types of events were more important, that you're doing the networking work. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, in person, virtual, drinks, whatever the capability is for the person is what we like to focus on there. But for talking about the big chunks, what are we really looking for out there? We talked in this, actually in our CEO workshop series about networking and why that's and how that's valuable. But lean into that a little bit more for me.
Yeah. So networking is incredibly important. And I say this to a lot of my clients. I may have said this on this podcast series. When was the last time that you heard your phone ring, you looked at it and said, gee, I don't know who that number is, right? So I just got the phone number came across, but I'm going to take it anyway. And I'm going to put it up to my ear and I'm going to have a conversation with whoever is on the other side. And the person on the other side is some salesperson selling something. And you said, wow, that is exactly solves my problem. That's exactly what I've been looking for. When can you come in and talk to me about this? Because I want to learn more. When was the last time you heard that? Right? I know for me, I don't even answer my phone. If I don't know who you are, that's what voicemail was made for. So I don't even answer my phone. It's going to go to voicemail. I'll listen to your voicemail. I'll call you back if it's somebody that I really want to talk to. So I don't really care about cold calls because I don't think it works very well. Networking, however, is really important. So if I get a message from Kevin and Kevin says, hey, Sean, I really think you should meet so-and-so because they have a really cool thing that could add value to your business, I'm going to pay attention to that. I trust Kevin. I trust Kevin a lot. I do these sessions with him. So if Kevin says this is a good thing, then I'm going to reach out. So that networking, that is the way to really grow your business in today's economy when everybody's got a cell phone that can see what that phone number is. It's not like I get that old phone. I wish I kind of still had one on my desk sometimes. That old phone sitting on my desk and it just rang. The kind that you had to spin the dial, right? So don't have that anymore. And because of that, networking is the way we actually meet people and introduce new products to our customers.
Yeah. So the fun part of this is tying the networking behavior to the dashboarding, because you can't, stick a GoPro on your shoulder and walk into a networking meeting. I mean, I guess you could, but in reality, that and then putting that information into your CRM or some repository that allows you to dashboard is a challenge. There's a disconnect there. So best practices for capturing that comes down to good data capture. So when you've got good data capture and you're following up from every networking meeting, hey, great to meet you. Would like to schedule a one-to-one with you. That is a touch. It's an email. It's not cold. It's warm. You've got someone who's opted into attending a networking event. Then we get that dashboard view, because the topic of this discussion is dashboarding views into the major determinants of sales success. Because when it comes to B2B selling, it's all about the relationship.
Yeah, so let's lean into that just a second. So we talked about dashboarding for success. So let's say there's a networking event that you go to on a regular basis, and you look in your CRM system and you set it up appropriately that you actually are tracking, how did I find this person? What was the source of that person? Your marketing person, by the way, wants you to do that. So I look and I do a search and I notice that there are no new opportunities that come because of this event. Now, there's a chance that that event is not a customer event, so they're not going to be customers there. But you can't make a second, third level node connection on, because I went to this event, I met this customer. If you can't do that, then you got to do well, why are we going to this event? Why are we spending money on this? Because time is money. Why are we doing that? So that's a major determinant to sales success. And on the flip side, you say, you know what? Every time we go to the Chamber of Commerce meeting, this particular Chamber of Commerce, every time we go to this one, we find people and they're helpful and we find customers. So that should be tracked in your CRM system as well. So tracking that is a major determinant of, let's do more of that. Let's experiment with more chambers of commerce or B&B groups or whatever the case may be that actually helps you drive revenue.
Yes, you got to find that determinant, right? The determinant of sales success. So, fast forwarding through other dashboards and graphics, it's important to say that, hey, when we're quoting to a prospective new client or someone we've been quoting to a lot of, what if our hit rate is very, very low on our quotes? We need to know that. Understanding your hit rate percentage on a client or a relationship or something. Understanding that when you get a prospect to a certain stage, your chances of winning either greatly increase, or if it's time, greatly decrease. Right? When a
Yes.
customer's hot and you've proposed and you've given them proof of concept, and it's been 2 weeks since you've met them and 3 days since you've talked to them, you have a much higher probability of closing that opportunity than not. But when it goes a month of reschedules, no callbacks, no emails, your probability of winning that deal aging is much, much lower now on percentages. So this is how data informs the major determinants of your sales success. So if you're not capturing these things, you're probably leaving some money on the table, or you're expending effort on dead deals.
Exactly. Yeah. So I do this analysis with my clients all the time. It's like, okay, we did a proof of value, proof of concept, whatever your terminology is, some kind of proof event, validation event. How many times do we close afterwards? Well, if we didn't close enough of those afterwards, then maybe we should do more before that proof event so that we can eliminate some of those prospects that aren't good prospects, right? We should qualify better. We should dig, or maybe we just need to know more about that client before we do the proof. And so let's figure that out. And all that stuff happens because we've got a dashboard. It becomes kind of obvious to do it. Another one that I like to talk about is, salespeople do need a little guidance. This is where the salesperson dashboard makes sense. CEO can have this as well on his dashboard. And that is, how long has it been since you talked to Joe? How long has it been since you talked to Sean or Kevin, right? So if you haven't talked to somebody in 60, 90 days, are they really thinking about you? Are they really thinking, yeah, that that's the product for me. I'm just not talking to him. I'm going to talk to him in a year. Yeah. You know what? If you haven't talked to somebody in a year, then you haven't talked to anybody.
Yeah,
it's just,
you got to start over.
Exactly right. So having a dashboard analytic that actually tracks how many times when was the last time we had a communication with that client, with that prospect? Because if we're not talking to them, then we're just not talking to them.
Yep. Yeah. That kind of data, when you're memorializing it, will actually, there's enough intelligence built into CRMs now. Well, they'll actually tell you when was the last time you talked to this person, and it'll call it out and put it on your schedule for you. So you'll be doing yourself a favor to be a better steward of your data. So, well,
Exactly.
Sean, we're getting close to the time here. So I want to be good managers of our own time and making sure we're getting on to the next Tuesday. Why don't you wrap us up?
Yeah, so hopefully this was good. We did not give you enough information in this session to build a dashboard. I'm sorry, I can't do it in 15 minutes. Please check out our CEO workshop that we did on that subject. They'll give you a little bit more information. It's an hour long. I think it went the full hour too, if I remember correctly. So we'll put that link in the notes somewhere. So, but please check that out. But please come back. We do these every Tuesday. We put these out at 4:30 every Tuesday. And we really do want you to get value out of these. And we want to talk about subjects that are unique to you that would add value to your life and to your sales success. So if you have questions, you have concerns, if things come up, we have a list of questions that we've gathered from our clients over the years that they're working through right now. But we really want to talk about what your issues are. So please do us a favor, drop us a note, either Kevin or Sean. We're always on LinkedIn. You can find us, or put it down in the chat, and we'll catch it there. So we're right at 15 minutes, a few seconds over. So I'm going to wrap up here. Kevin, thank you for this. This is a lot of fun. Thank you for joining me on this. This was fun.
Good stuff. Happy selling.
Thank you very much.